Hey everybody, all my friends out there, Carl here. And I want to cover a few things this evening. First of all, we are going to get to the Zenith here, okay? Because that's what I've been trying to do. I've shot this like 3 times, and I get it to the editor, and I look at it and go, you know what? It ain't right. It's not good. And let's see if I can get a little more light on here or something. This if I screw this up, it'll be number 4. So help me. Okay, how's that? Pretty bright. Anyway, so we're going to try this again. All I want to do is I wanted to go over a couple of voltages and stuff and start checking out that 35W4 tube and part of its circuit. And we're going to do that. Okay, so we'll do that. Another thing I wanted to talk about, a while back, one of my videos, okay, and this was so out of the blue and so crazy that I thought, I can't let this go. And I don't know if we'll shoot this and see this or not. You might see, I think that's it right there. I got this wig. And it isn't even the kind of wig it's kind of like, I guess gals usually what they do is if they have short hair and they want long extensions or something, they will like get these things and tack them in. And I got it for a gag for one of my videos coming up that I wanted to do, which I haven't done yet, but I want to do it in the near future. And I think it's going to be kind of like a musical kind of thing, all right? But anyway, so I got that. And I haven't even practiced trying to do anything with it and stuff. And it's like I said, it's been up there since I bought it. It was like $5 or something. I don't know, it's cheap. I did one of my videos, and that must have appeared in the background or something. And some guy goes by the name of Demon Rats. What kind of name is that? I don't know. I don't care to know. But I can give you a hint as to where this guy is coming from. If you look in the dictionary under the word stupid dumbass, I guess his picture is right there. So, and like I said, I'm gonna do a special just for him because I think it'd be kind of funny. Okay, so and it's in one of the comments. Matter of fact, he had the balls to go in because you can't really understand what he's saying, but he had the balls to go in because I asked him what the F he was, what are you talking about? So he tried to make it more plainer, but didn't do a real good job. But anyway, it's in one of my comments, so I got that. That's coming up. That should be a lot of fun. It's one of those things that I could just let it go, but this one it's so unique and good, I can't let it go. Okay, so and another thing we got coming up, this is the night of the 8th December 2019, and from what I understand, 2 days from now, on the 10th of December, YouTube's going to come out and with its official new statement on what goes and what blows as far as on YouTube, and it should be pretty interesting. So we'll see. And here's the thing: I don't pay them a dime for them to store my my videos and let me show it here, and so I understand. I get, if they want to go by their rules, they can go by their rules. The fact is, though, that a lot of people out there have not only counted on the new life that YouTube is giving them, letting them build up a business, letting them build up videos so people can really watch. But you know, and then they dangle that power over them, saying, well, you know what, we're not so sure about you anymore, and all your livelihood, we might just drop it, you know, like a rock in the pond. And what, are they going to do that? I don't know. We'll see. It is their show, and I think Dave Jones over on the EVV blog was mentioning that, you know, YouTube doesn't really make money. They lose money. You know, when you think about, oh, the millions and millions and maybe even billions now of videos that they store, I can't even imagine what that costs. But you know, the thing is, they're one of the small pieces of their parent company, which is Google. Now, Google does make money. Don't, you know, there's no question about that. And the owners of Google have certain beliefs. They, you know, in certain things, and it's, once again, it's their way or the highway. So, you know, and there are other avenues out there. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what comes up. You know, this might be a bunch of smoke again. We don't know. You know, we'll have to see as it goes. But anyway, hopefully I don't have to edit this one again. Because it's going up on YouTube. No. For how long, we don't know. Maybe to the 10th. Maybe not, you know. Because I did, you know. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to turn the light this way. And let me drop this down a bit so we can get a good view there. Maybe I can even use this old zoom. Get it down there a little bit better. But anyway, here we go. All right. Here's the Zenith, the M06W, and we were looking at the 35W4 rectifier tube, and we can see that, you know, when we reflect back to the schematic here, okay, see if I can get this in view, okay, all right, and we can see that, well, let me get a pointer. Yeah, I'm together as usual. Okay. Okay. Here's the tube. All right. And we got the filament string down here, and up here we have the our B plus going out, our power. We got the switch over here, and the power coming in. And I thought we would just take a look at the voltages that's coming out of the rectifier tube, and then maybe we could take a look at the filament string and kind of check that out. Is it jiving with what the schematic says? And if not, we should figure out why. But this will give us a start to hit the other tubes and see how their voltages are and everything. So that's what I thought we would do. So I'm going to put this up here, and let's see, can I get that in? Yeah, no, I'm going to have to back this out just a wee bit, because I do want us to be able to all see, both of us see the what the numbers show when we bring it up. So how does that look? Okay, I think that's going to work. That's going to work. And like I said, I probably should have set this up a little bit better, and maybe I can edit some of this out, although I hate doing that. I mean, I use my hard-earned bits of this computer or this video stuff. I want to be able to use all of it. Okay, so let's first let's how we doing? Let's turn her on, get her fired up, and we'll start checking out some of these voltages. And this should be fun. Now, like I mentioned before, if you can remember, sometime in the way distant past, we talked about this. You know, the whole purpose that I wanted to do this whole video deal on this thing for was to get a good understanding of what actually is going on, you know, with this circuit here. What's going on inside that gives us the ability to be able to pull in radio signals, turn in audio signals, and sit back and listen and enjoy it. You know, the more we understand it, the more better and the more fun it is. Okay, so I'm sure we'll get some sound maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's a lot. All right. So now we're going to look at our tube. Let's see if I can move this over just a bit so we can get a better view of this. I'll run this here like this. I'll bring this over here. Maybe that, I don't know if that, I hope you can see. I'm kind of limited on my equipment and stuff. All right, here is our 35W4 rectifier tube. Now, if you look in the schematic, and like I said, probably a lot of you are just, you're believing me, okay? Believe me when I tell you this is the way it works. But here's our rectifier tube. The power's coming in. Here's our power right here. It comes in. We have a switch that lets us turn the power on and off, and it runs in. Now remember, we don't have a transformer, so what we need to do is we need to have this tube not only provide power to the whole radio, but it also has to provide power to the filament string. And the way they set this up, now this tube 35, that first number tells you how much power that this particular tube draws. And then down here we have our other tubes. We have a 50 C5, that's a power tube, and that 50 in front means that that's going to pull around 50 volts. Our next one's a 12 BA6, 12 volts there, a 12 BE6, another 12 volts there, and finally a 12 AV6, and that's 12 volts there. Well, that's 36 right there, 36, 50, 86, and then add 35 to that. It's going to take us into the 100 and, you know, maybe small teens, and I'm saying that because this is not going to be exact. They're not always going to be exact, but as long as we're in the ballpark, we should be okay. So let's take a reading on these and let's just see what's going on. All right. So pin 1 and pin 2 of the 35 is not used, and it's not listed on the schematic either. So let's see what reading we get on pin 3. Pin 3, 96. Okay, so what does that tell us? Well, here, that's part of the filament, okay? It's coming out of the tube, and it's going in to the other ones. So it's already taken out its 35, okay? So it's now at 96, And I'm gonna write that down here. 96 volts there. And we'll go to the other ones here in just a few. But I wanna keep going around in a circle. The number 4. Let's go to pin 4 and let's see what the reading is there. Okay. That's 121. Okay. So pin 4 is 121, and that makes sense because it's coming in. That's the first line that's coming into the filament on the 35. Right now, let's go to pin number 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that should be the same, and it is. And they're actually hooked together here, and it's also got a capacitor hooked to it, which we'll talk about in a little bit, which is this one right here. It's the C5. But that's also 121 because they're both connected together, and that makes sense. Right, now let's go to pin number 6. Pin number 6, 125. Pin number 6 splits 4 and 3 on the filament. Now, if you remember, we talked about that, and that leaves us an area where we can tap in for a lamp. This doesn't have one, but that's what we're getting. That's a reading that we're getting on pin 6. Now let's go to pin 7. That is, let's go to pin 7, which is basically our plate. Okay, pin 7, and what's going on there? It won't read, right? Let's try DC ones. Pin number 7. Oh, okay. Now pin number 7 shows we've got 125 DC, and we should have 118 according to the schematic. Let's look at that one more time. 125. Let's go to AC again, and we're getting the overload there. So it's got to be DC. And we're getting 126. We'll go with 126. Okay. Now, coming out of the plate, we've got 126, and we're coming over here. Now we've got we have a capacitor, which is C7B, and over here we have C7A. They're both 150 volt maximum voltage for the capacitors, and one of them is 20 microfarads, which is the C7A, and the C7B is 60 microfarads. Now that would be, I don't know if you can see or not, that's these right here. Okay? So those are our filtering capacitors, and what's going on is that we had to read a DC coming out here because that's what's coming out of that's what's coming out for our plate. That's been rectified to a DC voltage. Remember, we tried on AC and it wouldn't take it, but it was coming out as DC. Now, when it comes out, and we've seen this in videos, that we know that what happens is it comes out, and now it's cutting off the bottom, and we get the top again, and it's cutting off the bottom, and we get the top again. So we've got a half wave rectification here. Now that'll work, but what makes it better is that when we have these capacitors in line, where that, let's see if I can draw something here for us so we can just kind of get a quick understanding. And other people have shown this a lot better, but just to give you a quick rundown thing. Okay, here's our neutral line. Okay, can you guys see that? All right. Okay, and like I said, it comes in and it cuts off the bottom. It comes up again, cuts off the bottom. So we're only getting half of the power. Now that void there, if we could fill in, that'd be great. And that's what the capacitors do. The capacitors they get charged, and then when it gets to this point here, now instead of charging up, it releases some of its voltage, some of its charge, and fills in. And so basically what it does is it's a filler. And it filters that bang, 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 and it kind of makes it a little smoother, So, okay, I know this is not, once again, I'm not presenting this probably as good as I should, but you guys get the idea. So, okay guys, you know what? I was going to take us to the 50C, and I thought, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's stop right here. We got to look at our rectifier tube, our 35W4, and we were checking out all the voltages. And next time, what we'll do is we'll follow the filament going into the 50. We'll see what's going in and out of the 50, and we'll stop there, or maybe we'll go a little bit further, maybe to the next tube, and then go from there and go from there. And we'll check all the voltages first. And you know, why are they what they are and what they're doing? Well, that's something that we'll both look at, and we'll start figuring it out. And then once we get through all the voltages, then we can start looking at the capacitors and the resistors and look at those, and then we'll and make sure all those are okay. And if everything's okay, then we can start looking at the our little transformers, our little coils that we have, because those are taking signals in and they're sending signals out, and they're filtering some, you know, they're letting some through and they're blocking others, and we'll check that all out. So I wanted to just cover that. One other thing I just wanted to show you real quick, and I can talk about this a little bit more in the future. But what I did is I made a small little soldering flux bottle. Now this bottle is from my eye drops, okay, right here. I used it. You can use any kind of squeeze bottle. And what I had to do is I took the top, and it did have a hole in it. I made it a little bit bigger, and I put this little post in it. Yeah, I got it in there stuck pretty good. But that's not a tube. That's just a rod. That's just a, you know, a very small wire, basically. But what I use it for, and I learned this when I was doing my dental lab stuff, and I used something like this for years. What it does is it uses the you know, the capillary action, the surface tension of like a liquid, water. This is flux, but it, you know, liquids will hold on to solids as long as they can before they let go. So I can take this, let's see if I can get a close-up of this. If I want to put a very precise small amount of flux, like on an area that I'm going to solder, instead of having a bunch splash over after, you know, I can use this thing right here, hope we can get this to where we can see it on camera. But you see how that one drop is formed? If you press just a little bit and you let the fluid come out, it will run down that wire, and you can direct that wire into a very small little area that you want to add your flux. Nice thing about that is not only is you can get very precise applications with this, it will save you on your flux, where you're not spoiling, or you're not running it all over, and you're not, it's very economical. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, there you go, guys. I wanted to show you that. Like I said, now we used to use bottles a little bit bigger, and what we would do is we would take our acrylic, and the dental acrylics, all the acrylics are mostly like this, but they're a powder and a liquid. They're a monomer, which is the liquid, and a polymer, which is the powder. And like for your repairs, you get it wet, put a couple drops in there and get it wet. You'd sprinkle in your powder, and you could get your powder exactly where you want, and then you could wet it as you go, and you wouldn't get it real runny and have it run all over. You could put the amount of liquid that you wanted into it, and when it was where you needed to be, you let it go, throw it in the pressure pot, and it's set up, and you didn't waste your liquid. And if you just try to throw it in there, it would like splash out the powder too. So this worked really good with that. And all I've done is taken and used the same idea, the same technique, and used it for my flux. And you can use this for all sorts of things. Let's say you wanted to put just drops of water in something. If you have a container and just put a small little wire in there, I mean, you want a solid. And the nice thing about it, I can push that in, to save space, and I can then pull it out, and the liquid is still gonna get between the nozzle, the hole, and it's gonna get onto the wire that's gonna run down. But it's very controllable. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. You might say, I don't need nothing like that, and that's cool. But I thought that would be something you might be able to need. So, okay, I'm going to shut this down for now. We'll turn this off, and we will be back soon. I hope it doesn't take me, weeks again to bring you another video. Like I said, I worked on this one like 3 times. It didn't look good, and it's not looking great actually right now. But I'm just hoping that it's good enough for you guys. Like I said, the other ones, I don't know what was going on. Sometimes sometimes these videos you can crack them out 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 everything works good. And other times you get in front of this camera and everything that you've been practicing to do or trying to do, it doesn't go right. It messes up things. I don't know. Most of you know what I'm talking about. Most of you guys are creators too. You guys do your videos, and I know darn well, not everyone, they're not all gems, man, But anyway, all right, enough of this. You guys have a great week. I'll be looking forward to seeing you all again real soon. Thank you, everybody, for your subscriptions and the likes and just the great comments. Not you, Demon Rat, not you. No, but all of you. All of you have a fantastic day. I hope to see you real soon. Be good to everybody, okay? Okay, we're all on this planet together. Goodbye, everybody.